need some competition out here. Come on.
Yes, they have to do it. Our people don't.
Interested in promoting your brand, business, or talent on Hip Hop News Uncensored? Hit me up right now at advertise@hiphopun.com. That's advertise@hiphopun.com. Hit me ASAP. Very affordable rates. Now to our regularly scheduled program. Yes, you have reached Hip Hop News Uncensored. We want to get right into this story, not waste any time, man. You already know the procedure, man. Smash that like button. Do it right now. Just get it out the way, because this story right here, it's crazy. All right, man. So Meek Mill jumped on Twitter to say he's not doing any more music until he's out of his slave deal with Atlantic Records. And let's go all the way back. Let's take it back just a little bit when Meek Mill started, airing out his concerns about his Atlantic deal. He talked about he didn't receive any money. He don't know nothing about the accountant. And, he's just pretty much tired of being locked down in this deal and not having any open transparency with the label. So Meek dropped this on Twitter. He put, not signed this slave deal. Short-term deals are the best if you need money. He also went on to say, I quit smoking. Shit was making me skinny and not eat. I don't know what you smoking, bro, but that is what it is. We'll get to, that later on right now. He goes on to say, we were smoking 4-gram blunt in backwoods. I never smoked my adult life. I'm not a drug guy. I'm a trapper at heart, and I used to use my brain to get what I want. Drugs, really not my thing, right? Now, Meek was having a Q&A session on Twitter earlier. He was responding to a lot of people questions, and somebody asked Meek Mill what was his biggest regret. Meek went on to say that he wished he had not signed the slave deal. Again, short-term deals are the best if you need money. Now, Meek revealed he was not dropping any more new music until he is out of his deal, going on to say, I ain't doing no more music under a label. This is not quote, right? I don't make nothing off that. I'm going to wait it out, Meek Mill said. Now, Meek seemed to indicate he will be releasing music on his own platform after his contract with Atlantic Records expired. He goes on to say, I hate it. I'm going to put music on one platform also. If you like it, you will click the link. We ain't getting paid from it, really, right? Now, again, Meek has been with Atlantic Records. Rick Ross actually walked him over there to Atlantic Records. And it's just one of those things, man, where we talked to Cassidy. He did an excellent, it almost has 200,000 views right now, where Cassidy pretty much went in on Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Atlantic, the whole thing. And he talked about how these deals are pretty much structured, for artists to fail, and that, artists, become very smart to the game and start signing other artists to essentially take pieces of their deal, pretty much doing what the machine did to them and smartening up. That's why, you see all these artists getting other artists underneath. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that, we don't know every single deal, but generally the deals are bad deals. Now, it could be some deals where, artists' percentages are different. Artists are getting better percentages, obviously, but I will go out on a limb and say most of them are exactly what Meek Mill is saying, a slave type of deal where they're advancing you all this money. You have to pay this money back plus interest. And like Cassidy said, the more you do, the more, they got to put out. And essentially, they're just pretty much just writing their books off and filling their books up and filling their expenses up just to kind of break even at the end of the year. So, even if, you didn't spend the money, the record label, since they're the business entity, they're going to find a way to allocate those funds to something for you. You know what I mean? So that's if you know business, you know what I'm talking about. If you're an accountant and all that, you know what I'm talking about. So Rick Ross definitely plays a part. But again, this is the industry that he came into. Like, he's just the middleman at the end of the day, right? Now, we don't know. Like I said before, we don't know if Rick Ross is actually actively, saying anything in the background, going in the background, bringing Meek Mill, talking to Atlantic. But what can Rick Ross really do? Like I said, when you see all these different, under Universal, under Atlantic, under Sony, under this, these are essentially middlemen, millionaires, right? But middlemen The people that sit up on the boards, up there that you never see, that live, in the, 20-room mansions and, Massachusetts somewhere. You never see them. They all they do is strike the pen, write the checks, and call the shots. The rappers and the so-called bosses are just the guys underneath them that take all the orders and sign all the artists under them, and they give them a piece of the pie, a bigger piece of the pie than they give the other rappers underneath them. So that's what Meek Mill is experiencing right now in the music industry. And if you look at it, remember Meek, he was even talking about Roddy Ricch. Like, he bought Roddy. He thought that he would have more creative control over Roddy's career. That wasn't going to happen because Roddy blew up so much. Atlantic was like, nah, this is our project. I don't care what you brought or what you say you are. This is us. Now, as far as Meek not being able or stopping his music, I don't know how that's going to work out, because I'm pretty sure he has a record contract. He has a contract, where he has to put out certain music over a certain period of time. Now, the way these labels are structured, they don't want you to like put 5 albums out all together. They want to space things out so they're able to have time to recoup that money and kind of have things have time to marinate. Like, you ain't gonna put out 2 Meek Mill albums and within 2 weeks. It just ain't gonna happen. They want to give it time and give things time to recoup before they're on to the next project. And so Meek Mill actually not putting out any music, he's probably going to end up getting sued. He's probably going to end up being in breach of contract and owing, whatever money that was put out. Now, we're going to keep you guys updated on this. Like I said, man, it's just one of those situations that I am surprised. Honestly, I am surprised to see Meek Mill going through this. But then again, I'm not, because, how many artists did not go through this? And if they didn't go through this, they made it out of the game and stopped doing music and got out of their contract and just say, you know what, I'm going to put music out when I feel like it. They're not contractually obligated to continue to put music out every 2 years or every 1 year. So this game is crazy, man. That's why we always say stay independent, but that's not for everybody. Because when you're independent, you got to do everything. I got to do everything over here. I have to, not only record, I have to set the cameras up. I have to edit the work. I have to make sure, I create the thumbnails, which sometimes take 30 minutes. I have to, balance the books. I have to run payroll. I have to, sit down with the accountant. I have to make sure that the brand is represented in the right way. I have to make sure that my employees are doing what they're supposed to do. And I have to make sure that a certain amount is made every month so I'm able to continue to keep this operation going. That's just a small part. See, I'm here from the process of grassroots, starting this thing all the way up to the executive level. So I'm in there. I could be cleaning the toilet. I could be sweeping the floor. I could be putting the sign up. I could be doing stuff like that. Or I could be sitting up in the office, with the suit on, making the final call on Hip Hop Uncensored Inc. You know what I mean? So we're independent, obviously with the deal, a partnership, I should say, through YouTube and other places. And it just is what it is. Now, it'll be easy for me to, I can hire somebody to come in and do all of that, but would that be beneficial? Or I can give up a percentage of my company and say, okay, I'm going to give up, 60% and allocate some duties to somebody else. And, I just be the person all I do is just sit back and do the content. I don't got to edit the content. I ain't got to market the content. I ain't got to do nothing with the content. All I got to do is just do the content. Somebody else does that. But I don't want to do it like that. I want to build it up to a point where I'm able to step back, per se, but still maintain ownership, majority ownership of the company. That's my plan. And so, again, it's not for everybody, because you have to wear a lot of hats and you have to be very good at what you do. So, yeah, man, I'm going to fall back on this one, man. Leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think about this, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button. As always, subscribe to Hip Hop News Uncensored, and make sure you guys hit the notification bell. I'm going to digress, man. Let me know what you guys think about the situation, man. Peace.